fingerprint panel to get the driver's privilege card. We have 350,000 non-citizens, approximately, driving around on our roads with no ID. And when an officer pulls them over, they refuse to identify themselves very often. So we had a bill last session to fix that issue, and it will be coming back this session. I'm told that it will pass. To make sure that we're holding non-citizens accountable, they will get arrested if they refuse to identify themselves to the satisfaction of the officer. And there will be consequences to that, and that's important. Did you know that in West Valley City last year, 50% of the hit and run accidents that were later identified were committed by non-citizens who did not have any identification? So this is really important. I'm so sorry. This is really important. I have to eat the mic, apparently. I do not like to do that, but it's really important that we address the issue. I think there's a lot of concern around, does the driver's privilege card attract non-citizens to the state of Utah? I think based on the numbers, it's pretty clear that that's not a huge driver in bringing non-citizens to the state, because so very few actually obtain the driver's privilege card. So our goal as legislators is to make sure that we are keeping Utahns safe. And that's what we're trying to address in the legislation. So hopefully that answers your question, and if not, you can ask Senator Stratton more questions, and hopefully he'll answer them, and if not, I'll be happy to answer them. My cell phone is online, and you're always welcome to text me. Okay, so I was asked to come and speak about pro-life legislation. I have a bill this year that I'm so very excited about. I've been working on it for a couple of years, and it is a prenatal instruction bill. So it requires for high school health classes that all high school students will watch a video that is anatomically correct that shows prenatal development. Now, how important is that? That students in our high schools know that a baby develops from a sperm and an egg through all the stages of prenatal development into a human being who is then born. And each one of us went through that process, right? And so this is really exciting to have that kind of education for our students in high school in Utah. Another bill that we're working on this year is the Defund Planned Parenthood bill for Medicaid. So this bill will remove, this bill will remove abortion clinics from the Medicaid provider list in Utah.
Amen.
Yes, and we've been trying to do this for years. We're grateful for the Trump administration. A little bit of history about that is we could not have done this without the Trump administration's work. And I just got a 5-minute card. Now, I don't think my answer to Kevin's question really counts. Okay. I'm teasing. So that is another pro-life bill that we're working on. And I want to talk about something that Gail said earlier. And she talked about changing the hearts and minds of the people of Utah. And that prenatal development instruction bill, that's what will change the hearts and minds. These young people, I don't know if these videos come up in your reels or feed, but I'm constantly seeing videos where college students talk about how it's a clump of cells and how it's not a human being. And now each high school student in Utah will know it is a human being, and but for a procedure that ends the life of that human being, they would grow up to be an adult human being. And so it's really important that we change the hearts and minds through education, positive education. Another bill that we're looking at is an adoption amendment bill, and Representative Hall is running that one. I have been working with her on that bill, but the intent is to protect adoptions in the state, to protect birth mothers in the state, and make sure that our adoption policy aligns with our pro-life values. So that's a good bill. And then I just want to talk a little bit about the funding that we have given to organizations in Utah who are helping women who find themselves in a situation where they have an unplanned pregnancy. So we have, over the last 2 years, given almost $1 million to the pregnancy resource centers in Utah to help women who find themselves in unplanned pregnancies. And then Pro-Life Utah has also received a funding contribution, and they have what's called a life gift, where they have women who come into their ultrasound clinic and get an ultrasound and then decide maybe they want to choose life instead of having an abortion. And so Pro-Life Utah creates this package for them that includes, and I just want to read this because I think it's amazing. So they get free ultrasounds of pregnancy tests, baby supplies, help with housing, medical costs, and more. And that has happened statewide. Pro-Life Utah has helped 154 babies. So they have saved 154 babies. So that over 10,000 number that Gail talked about earlier with the trigger bill and the injunction by that one judge in Utah. Do we not have problems with our judges in Utah? My word, what President Adams spoke about and Speaker Schultz, and let's just recognize that that also carries over into our Planned Parenthood v. Utah bill, that judge, that one judge placed an injunction on our trigger bill, and 10,000 babies have died because of it. But anyway, the 154 babies that Pro-Life Utah saved, and then Ohana Beginnings is another organization, and they offer women who find themselves in unplanned pregnancies a job connection and education. They help them to get into the job market and really get employed so they can support their children if they choose to do that. So those are all things that in Utah we are doing to support families and support women who want to have their babies and keep their babies, and hopefully changing hearts and minds as well. And with that, I will be done unless there's more questions about non-citizens voting.
Who is the judge that's giving trouble with?
Oh, there are so many. Can I just say something really quick? I think I still have a little bit of time. So I want to say something. So who appoints judges in Utah? Who knows? The governor. It's kind of important who we elect, right? These were all judges that were appointed by Republican governors. We need to make sure that we're communicating with our Republican governors that we want judges appointed who reflect the values we hold as Utahns. And I will tell you that our current governor has been doing a much better job, and our Senate has been actually telling the governor, no, go back and try again on some of the judges that have been appointed, and that's the process, and it's working, and we're hoping that we get better judges on the bench in the future. So we're grateful for all of their work. Thank you.